Hi there. What are you going to forget but you absolutely must do after a car crash? That's what I'm going to tell you here.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi there. My name is Katherine. I'm a lawyer and a simplifier. I love learning complicated information and making it simple for you. Don't you just hate it when people make things more complicated than they should be? Don't worry, I'm here to keep it simple. There are certain things we're not going to talk about because you already know this and you will do it instinctively. I'm not going to tell you to go ahead and check if anyone's injured. After a car crash, your first instinct would be, am I hurt? Are you hurt? Is everyone okay? And that's your instinct going to kick in. So I don't have to remind you about that. The second thing I'm not going to remind you is to take pictures or videos. You're going to remember that everyone takes out their phone if there's anything remotely interesting that happens to them, and being in a car crash is at the top of that list. So I'm sure you're going to whip out your phone and take pictures of your car damage and the car damage of the other driver, and also take pictures of their personal information. You'll probably take a video as well, so I know you'll do that on your own. I'm not going to remind you to exchange information as well. You've learned that in driving school, so I'm sure that's instinct for you as well, and the other driver will probably remind you to exchange information such as your driver's license and registration and your car insurance. The first person you should call after your car crash is the police. You'd be surprised how many people know they have to call the police, but they choose not to. Why? Because they don't want to inconvenience anyone. The other driver has been apologizing to them, and so they feel bad, and they say, why don't we just exchange information and make a claim with our insurance companies? I'm sure you've heard that before, or possibly have done that. I've done that before I became a lawyer, and that's understandable. But consider this: the other driver goes home, talks to their family and talks to their friends, and then realizes that their insurance premium is going to go up because it's their fault. Then what happens is they call their insurance company and changes their whole story. Yes, it has happened. It does happen, and it has happened to some of my clients as well, and they've regretted it. And once they change their story, they tell their insurance company that it's actually not their fault, but it's your fault. And what happens? It makes it more difficult for you to make a claim against their insurance company. And also, sometimes the other driver might decide not to cooperate with their insurance company. When that happens, their insurance company might say that they can't even verify if the accident happened because you didn't call the police. Now, what is important if you call the police? When the police gets there at the scene of the accident, make sure to ask for a police report. Why? Because you're going to need that police report to support your claim later on that it wasn't your fault, but it was the other driver's fault. So please, within 5 minutes after your car crash, call the police. You can call 911 or you can call your local police department. My office is in Plano, Texas, so I have the phone number of the Plano Police Department on my phone so I can quickly call them instead of having to look them up. You can do that as well for your local police department. The second person you should call after a car crash is a doctor. Calling your doctor or going to the emergency room or urgent care is again something that some people don't do after a car crash. Why? Because they think, I don't feel anything. I'm not injured. I don't feel anything. And I don't want to go to urgent care, or I don't want to go to the ER because I don't want to miss time from work or school. But the thing is, the reason you're not feeling anything right now is probably because of adrenaline rush. Adrenaline is rushing through your body immediately after a car crash. That's why you don't feel anything at the time of immediately after the accident, especially while you're at the scene. That's why most people, when they're asked at the scene where the accident happened, how are you feeling? They say, I'm okay, because really they're okay at that time and don't feel any pain. But after the adrenaline rush goes down and they go home or they go to work, that day, later on that day, or the day after, or even a few days later, that's when they start feeling the pain and the body sore and the body ache and their back pain, because the adrenaline has gone out of their body. And so by that time, they should have called the doctor, but they didn't. Call your doctor within 24 hours of your car crash. If you don't feel any pain on the day of your appointment, you can always cancel it. Chances are you're going to feel pain a few days later, and if you call your doctor on the day of the accident, your first available appointment is likely a few days down the line. And so on the day of your appointment, if you still don't feel anything, you can always cancel it. But if you still feel pain on the day of your appointment, then it's a good thing that you called them a few days ahead of time so that you can be seen right away and get the treatment that you need. If you're seriously injured after a car crash, go to the emergency room. Don't wait. Your body will thank you for it. Remember, after a car crash, your health is the most important thing to think about. The third person you need to call after a car accident and within 24 hours after a car accident is a lawyer. Calling a lawyer does not mean that you're a bad person. Calling a lawyer does not mean that you want to sue the other guy. Calling a lawyer does not mean that you just want money after your car crash. Instead, calling a lawyer means that you're being proactive. Most lawyers offer free consultation. I offer free consultation. My lawyer friends offer free consultation. What is a free consultation about? For example, when you call me, I can quickly tell you what to do and what not to do. For example, I can tell you how to get your car repaired or get a car rental. I can tell you if you have a claim against the other driver or not. I can quickly tell you all of these. It will save you time and headache. If you learned something from this video or you think someone else should know this information, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this information. My son created this for me. Aren't they cute? Thank you.